Coach, not the coach. I'm telling you, they lied on us.
No, and that's a good question because you brought that up, and I was going to ask you, and you actually made an excellent point because I agree with you. There's been a lot of people in the NFL that have lied to us about Shedeur. Why do people continue lying to us about Shedeur? Because I could make the case that Kevin Stefanski lied to us about Shedeur. He said it was a four-man competition. He is the only one, Shedeur Sanders is the only one not to get a first-team rep in OTAs. So why are they lying to us about Shedeur? Is it because potential blowback? Because, hey, if you don't give Shedeur a chart, we're going to riot, we're going to do this, we're going to do that? I'm just trying to understand why no one can keep it real about Shedeur, because everyone has lied to us.
It's official. Kevin Stefanski, head coach of the Cleveland Browns, may have just been caught red-handed in the biggest deception of his coaching career, and the receipts are piling up. He stood at the podium, looked reporters straight in the eye, and promised a level playing field. A genuine four-man quarterback competition. Equal first-team reps for all. That's what he swore to the media, the locker room, and the fans. But if you believe in fairness, in truth, and think Shedeur Sanders deserves more than just empty words, stick around. Because this story, it's unraveling fast. Here's the twist. While Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dillon Gabriel are consistently getting their turn with the first-string offense, Shedeur Sanders, he's been quietly sidelined, thrown into third and fourth-string drills like he's invisible. That's not just suspicious, it's a flat-out betrayal of Stefanski's promise. And yet, despite being shoved to the bottom of the depth chart, Shedeur is turning heads. Big time. During OTAs, he completed 41 of 53 passes. That's a red-hot 77.4% completion rate. But this isn't just about stats. He's dropping dimes that are making veteran reporters stop mid-sentence, literally. People who've been covering the NFL for decades are saying they haven't seen a rookie this precise, this composed, in years. This isn't some kid going through the motions. This is a quarterback putting on a masterclass every single session. And still, he's being ignored by the coaching staff. So let's not kid ourselves. The question isn't if Stefanski lied. That part's settled. The real question is, why is he so terrified of what might happen if Shedeur actually gets a real shot with the starter? Because this isn't just a broken promise, it's a strategic cover-up. When a head coach looks you in the eye and says, every QB will get a fair shot, you expect a fair fight. When he says there will be competition, fans expect to see performance win out, not politics. But what's happening in Cleveland? It's not competition. It's calculated. Take Joe Flacco, no one expected him to dominate the reps. He's the veteran. Sure, he's a locker room presence. That's understandable. Kenny Pickett? He's been getting consistent first-team action and has looked solid. Then there's Dillon Gabriel Stefanski's third-round pick. He's been wrapped in bubble wrap, first-team reps, top-tier protection, premium targets, a narrative carefully curated by the coaching staff and media alike. And Shedeur, he's not being benched for underperforming. He's being benched because he's outperforming. That's the uncomfortable truth no one wants to say out loud. And honestly, it's getting harder and harder to ignore the storm that's brewing in Cleveland. Kevin Stefanski might not be in trouble yet. But let's be honest, his credibility, it's already burning. And the Browns, a team that has been working for years to fix its reputation and gain back fans' faith, is about to destroy everything. Why? Because a rookie is doing better than their hand-picked third-round quarterback, and they don't know what to do about it. This has nothing to do with developing quarterbacks. This is about controlling the story. Stefanski isn't coaching to win right now. He's coaching to defend his decisions. He's playing defense off the field, attempting to explain why he picked a player in the draft instead of giving the one who is plainly better than the others a prize. But here's the deal with the NFL. You can't hide raw talent for very long. Eventually, it kicks the door down. Behind the scenes, Shedeur Sanders continues to light up practice. Meanwhile, what fans and reporters are witnessing on the field is growing difficult to justify. Day after day, Stefanski and his staff are giving Dillon Gabriel those crucial first-team reps, even as his performance continues to underwhelm. And we're not talking about nitpicking tiny mistakes. We're talking clear, demonstrable disparities in execution. Shedeur's out there threading needles, tight window pitches, calm under pressure, reading defenses like a seasoned pro. Gabriel? Late on his readings, incorrect under duress, and noticeably flustered. He appears like he's still trying to figure it all out, yet he's getting the star treatment. And the worst part? This isn't incompetence. It's calculated. This coaching team knows exactly what's happening. They see the same tape, they track the same numbers, they hear the locker room buzz, yet they're doubling down, elevating Gabriel with weak reasoning and scripted press remarks, while burying Shedeur's breakout under the third-team reps designation. The numbers don't lie. But in Cleveland, it's clear. The truth is being repressed. When Shedeur excels, it's dismissed as against backups. When Gabriel fails, it's chalked up to growth. That double standard, it's not just frustrating, it's becoming impossible to ignore around the league. Even analysts are done playing nice. Emmanuel Acho didn't mince words. He called it exactly what it is, a falsehood. Not a misunderstanding, not a miscommunication. A full-blown, premeditated deception. A betrayal. And this controversy? It stretches beyond Cleveland. Let's rewind to draft night. Shedeur Sanders, one of the most dynamic, talked about collegiate QBs in the country, was passed up by team after team. Squads that needed quarterback aid looked the other way. The Cowboys had recently moved off. Cooper Rush didn't take him. The Steelers skipped him and waited until the 6th round to snag Will Howard. So now we ask, what's actually going on? Because the typical excuses, they don't hold water. Lack of arm strength? He's got it. No leadership? He's controlling huddles like a veteran. Not enough poise? He's making pressure throws with surgical accuracy. He's shown it in college. He's demonstrated it in OTAs. He's shown it in front of scouts. So no, this isn't about football anymore. This is about protecting a story. Kevin Stefanski and the Browns front management are defending a disastrous investment. They used a premium 3rd-round pick, a top 100 selection on Dillon Gabriel. Admitting Shedeur Sanders is the better quarterback? That would imply admitting they bungled it on draft day. And in the NFL, speaking those remarks out loud, that type of reality may kill careers. So instead of letting the best man win, the Browns are playing a different game altogether. They've stopped seeking for the proper answer and began bending the rules to defend the one they already chose. This isn't about earning a role, it's about justifying a decision that's already been made behind closed doors. And Shedeur Sanders? He's not simply a talented rookie anymore, he's become collateral damage in a war between performance and pride. He's done everything properly. He's outperformed expectations, he's checked every box, and still, he's striking a wall not composed of talent deficiencies, but of politics, ego, and image management. In most NFL camps, talent talks. Performance wins out. But in Cleveland, the quiet says it all. Shedeur has been lighting up OTAs, showcasing great accuracy, composure, and field command, but from the coaching staff, crickets. No explanation. No press conference confirming the reps distribution. No public acknowledgement of the great plays he's stacking up. And that silence? It's loud. Deafening, actually. Because here's what makes it even worse. The way the Browns spin the narrative when the lights come on. When Shedeur unleashes a jaw-dropping throw down the seam, the coaching staff pretends it didn't happen. But when Dillon Gabriel throws an interception or misses a wide-open man, suddenly it's all about long-term development, growth mindset, and getting comfortable in the system. It's hardly even subtle anymore. They're ranking 2 quarterbacks on radically different scales and everyone can see it. And this goes well beyond facts and systems. This kind of favoritism, it infects the locker room. Veterans notice when a player's balling out and still getting overlooked. They chat, and what they hear is clear. Performance doesn't matter as much as politics. And that's when things start to get hazardous. Because you can only stage manage a competition for so long before the illusion starts to crumble. Training camp is going public soon. Fans will be in the stands. Cameras will be rolling. People will see with their own eyes what's really happening. And when that curtain gets pulled back, the truth won't be a whisper anymore. It'll be a shout. The media's already catching on. Beat writers, experts, even insiders, they're starting to declare what fans have been screaming from their couches. This isn't a quarterback competition, it's a cover-up. Because here's the reality. Shedeur Sanders has done everything a young quarterback is expected to do. He's shown up early. He's studied the system inside and out. He's created chemistry with his receivers. He's performed when it mattered. And yet, somehow, he's still caught on the outside looking in. And when it came time to back it all up on the field, Shedeur Sanders delivered. Pinpoint accuracy, laser throws into tight coverage, smart checkdowns, poise under pressure. He didn't flinch. He didn't fold. He played like a pro, and What did he get in return? More time riding the bench. Now look at Dillon Gabriel, handpicked, protected, polished by the staff, and yet he still hasn't managed to put together a stretch of practices that screams starter. But somehow, he's the one getting the first team snaps. He's the one being sheltered from scrutiny, padded with coaching support, and handed the keys. Why? Because they need him to succeed. Not because he's earned it, but because the front office needs to validate the draft pick. That's the dangerous part when ego gets in the way of excellence. When a coach or GM starts tying their reputation to a decision, they'll do anything to defend it, even if it means benching a better player, even if it means holding back the guy who actually gives them the best chance to win. But here's the truth. You can't bury talent forever. Eventually, the whispers get louder. Fans start asking questions. The media starts connecting dots. Players in the locker room start talking. And once that happens, the lie begins to unravel. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just being overlooked, he's being strategically sidelined. And the longer it happens, the more blatant it gets. This isn't about who's playing better. It's about who the organization wants to succeed, regardless of the tape. But the clock is ticking. Training camp is just around the corner, and Kevin Stefanski, he's running out of places to hide. Shedeur's performance has been nothing short of undeniable. He's outshining everyone and doing it with far fewer reps. Stefanski promised a fair and open competition. What we're seeing instead is a carefully scripted narrative designed to protect a draft investment, not reward actual performance. But the NFL doesn't lie. Every practice, every rep, every snap in front of fans and cameras, it all tells the truth. And if Shedeur finally gets a real shot with the first team and keeps performing like this, Stefanski's entire QB narrative collapses in real time. But this story is bigger than just one rookie. It's about trust. When a coach says, "We'll let the best man win," and then rigs the game, you don't just risk losing games. You lose the locker room. You lose the fan base. You lose your credibility. And right now, the Browns, they're walking right up to that edge.